Let's start out by appending a star and bringing up the gizmo by pressing W. Then select the cylinder 3D. Unmask the bottom with Ctrl and Alt and extend the length. For the edge action, select Slide and Edge Loop Complete for the target. Slide the edge down a little bit to create the bevel. Q-mesh the bottom poly group to add a little bit more thickness. If needed, mask the bottom polys and scale them up. Slice in an edge loop near the bottom and Q-mesh it out. Since we have some time, let's talk a little bit about the slice brush. There are times when I prefer using Slice Curve over Insert Edge Loop from the Z-Modeler brush. One of the benefits of the Slice Curve brush is it will create polygroups for every slice, which is great for this particular model because I'll be using a lot of Q-mesh in conjunction with the slice brush to create its major form. One cool feature for the slice brush is B-radius. It allows you to slice 2 edge loops based on your brush size. There are 2 ways you can activate B-radius. The first way is to hold down Ctrl and Shift and press the spacebar. The second way is to go to the brush palette and scroll down until you see the Clip Brush Modifiers. Hit the QC40 button and crease the top edge loops. To uncrease, hold down the Alt button before clicking on an edge loop. Select Insert from the Z-Modeler brush and multiple edge loops as the target. Click once to insert an edge loop right in the middle. Next, I will uncrease the edge loops and insert control loops to determine the edge fall off. Most of the time, I will use the crease level slider to get a global bevel on my edges. However, there will be times when I need different bevel sizes on the same subtool. That is when I use edge loops to adjust the fall off manually. Let's go ahead and delete the middle edge loop and add one on each side to control it better. For the next piece, I will mask the model, bring up the gizmo and Alt-click at the bottom. From the gear icon, I will add a cylinder 3D. Go out of dynamic mode and scale it up to match the reference. Select Q-mesh and Polyloop as the target from the Z-Modeler brush to extrude the bottom. Bevel the edge loops and single-click the next 2 edge loops to repeat the last operation. Set the Z-Modeler action to insert with the target of multiple edge loops and the modifiers to interactive elevation. Have a little bit more elevation in the middle bevel. The goal is to make the middle have a small bead run around it. Uncrease the edges that need it, and insert control loops near the bevel. What I like to do is slide the edge loop all the way up and then slightly pull it back a hair. For the last piece, it will be the same operation. Mask the model, Alt-click the bottom and activate the gizmo to insert a cylinder. Most of the time I will split the new primitive to a new subtool by using split unmasked points. Because I use this process so much, I have assigned a hotkey to it. Let's use Inset Flat Island instead of Insert Single Edge Loop for the added benefit of a polygroup. Then we can use that polygroup to Q mesh down. Bevel the two top edge loops and press the QC30 button. Now we can merge down to 3 subtools and press Auto Groups. Auto Groups is located in the tool palette under the Polygroups subpalette. To finish it up, move and scale the model into place. Finding some good side shots of the rotor will help with the alignment.